TV not on.
What's up, openers? We are on season 4, episode 7, which is lucky 7. If I have my thighs out for the people like my
making it,
my
y'all.
thighs.
The camel toe.
Ain't no camel toe today. Welcome to Openers Podcast. We'll have open honest conversation on everything from A to Z as it pertains to the LGBTQ plus community and beyond. I don't know why I'm fucking up over here. It's just
We got you flustered, baby. That's what that is.
Stumbling through this.
I know. I'm your host, Rodney. You can follow me on IG at I am Rodney Wash.
I am Meech.
I am Wally. You can follow me at Wally the Godfather.
And I'm your host. Oh shit, you have it?
On the platforms.
And I'm your host, Solomon E. Stretch. You can follow me on IG at Solomon E. Stretch.
And we have host, good old collection play. I don't know if they can see it because it's words on the screen. So let me pick it up. There you go. Okay. Let me sit it down. So, openers, as you can see, we need money. This takes production money. We have to pay for Solomon gas. Have to pay for my Ozempic shots I just started on today. Have to pay for Meech to get his flight clothes. And why do I need money for a damn date? Because, baby, he has been outside this weekend. So, you can give money in 3 ways. The first way...
I could always use a little bit extra.
Unhinged.
The first way you can buy stars on Facebook, and we are 5 young professional gay black men, and Solomon let you know where Randall is. Secondly, you can donate to the podcast. So whatever podcast platform you're listening to us on, you click that in the description box, click donate. Get what you want, okay? But we need money. And last but not least, we have Facebook, and Solomon try to support us on Facebook.
YouTube.
On YouTube?
YouTube, yeah, there you go. Y'all know what I mean. The script right there.
We love it when you.
The eyes is out. He don't know what he's saying.
Shout out what I'm saying. Shouting myself up what I'm
Hey,
saying.
Kevin. Hey, Kevin.
We love it when you
Hey,
interact with us in our DMs. We love it when you send us pictures. We actually got some this weekend. But you love it when you send us pictures. We love it when you send us comments. But we absolutely love it when you come to our YouTube and you like, you comment, and you subscribe. And for those of you who have not done so already, you need to go green. When you go green, you join our membership program on YouTube, where on the 4th Thursday of every month, we go live just for you.
There you go. And if you listen to the audio version, make sure you go 5 stars because we need your recognition. We need you to help expand the reach. However, before we proceed to the show, we have some great announcements. So on YouTube, we have finally reached over 250,000 views across all our videos. We just want to say thank you all so much. Yes. We have over 3,000 subscribers, and we are just growing. So to continue that momentum, you all need to like, comment, subscribe, just like Solomon said. But on the audio version, y'all, people over there, I love y'all so much. I'm not even gonna go in like that. But y'all listen, but don't leave no stars. We need stars. Okay?
But speaking about our audio version, can y'all hear us? Because Kevy Kev says mics aren't on. We hear y'all in the room, not in the mics.
Oh, right now?
Yeah, that's what Kevy Kev said.
Oh.
I don't know what it was. I think it's fixed now. But, let us know. Y'all can hear us.
What's up, chat?
Yeah, let us know what's going on.
Let us know right now, because if not, we gonna go home.
No, we don't.
You just want to go home.
You want to go back over.
Are we good, y'all?
We ready to come on, Beach.
Alright, openers. Before we get into our first segment, if you don't know, Apple is our official sponsor for this Open Relationship Podcast. If you haven't done so yet, click the link in the bio for 1 month of Apple TV or Apple Music. As always, your support is greatly appreciated. Also, we will be live. It's actually next Thursday.
Yes.
So the 4th Thursday of every month, we will be live. Next Thursday, we will be live 8 o'clock on YouTube, Facebook, Patreon, subscribers.
Yeah, all them people, yeah.
Come and check us out. We will be live next Thursday, 8 o'clock, just for our Green Check subscribers, exclusive for you guys. All right, so you guys ready to get into Hot Topic?
Let's do it.
What's going on? I saw some shit. I was like, let's talk about
Now,
it.
you know I always got the hot topics for the openers and for the crew here. We starting out with a bang today. The Diddy trial started yesterday. And I don't know what you guys think, but just some of the highlights so far. Cassie has already testified. She's pregnant with her husband's, I think, their 3rd child.
Wait, she got married?
Yeah, she's married. She's moved on.
She said, I got out of that string of verbal lies and
So during Cassie's testimony, they asked her all about the viral video. You know, the video itself is not aroused, and also the male escort who was in the room at the time of the video, he was also testifying. Escort involved, because remember there was a sexual activities, and he was said to be sexually putting her out there with different men and things like that for his entertainment. Well, one of the guys testified and said that Cassie herself asked him to perform certain acts on her, so that went against some of her statements as far as being forced to do these things.
Oh, so she a freak too.
I think even if somebody asks you to do something and you tell somebody else it's possible, but she might have been young and throwing it. But the trial is expected to last months, at least weeks.
No, you keep going.
Okay, that threw me out. All right, yeah, so the trial is going to be very messy, very mixy, and I'm going to be tuned in every step of the way because I want to know everything. I want to know all about the flights, the
I want to know about the baby oil.
I want to know about the baby oil. I want to know about the parties with the other celebrities. I want to know what names are going to come out. I want to know everything.
Oh, people got subpoenaed to be there?
Nobody's been subpoenaed, but I think when they start getting into the specifics of like what happened, who was there, who was the witnesses, they're going to have to be like, well, this is my proof that it happened because somebody besides me was there. You know what I mean? But
Have you seen Diddy hair?
That it looked gray?
Do you think he died like that or he just really stressed the fuck out?
I think I don't know.
That might be his real hair though.
Because
I mean,
you know,
he's in his
jail ain't the
50s.
same that it was years ago. You got all type of comps you can get now, like you can get clothes and phones and you can get on social media. Jail ain't the same as it was, you know, when
Social media.
Yeah, you can get on social media. All type of
It's
stuff.
real luxurious. People be killing folks is getting on social media and having a good old time.
They not supposed to be in a inhumane environment. It's just jail.
You killed somebody. Why you need to be on social media?
Why can't they be on social media?
But also, when you're of a certain caliber, you get sent to a different type of jail.
Yeah,
So-
more of a private, you know, so you ain't in there with just the common folk. Even though I don't know what he's in, but Diddy trial is going on, guys. Stay tuned because it's already, even day one, even the security guard that worked at the hotel where the video was filmed, he testified and he was acting like a fan in the videos that he sent his videos to the wife talking about, I just met Diddy and look at my shoes, and he was arguing with his girlfriend. He didn't know who Cassie was. Like, he was acting a fan, so.
All up in the videos, dancing.
Right.
That's an internal joke.
Yeah, so it's a lot going on with that. So moving forward, another jail person. Tory Lanez, y'all.
Oh, child.
Tory Lanez was stabbed to pieces almost.
He was stabbed in jail.
It was 14 times, right?
14 times.
14 times he was in a you know how they go outside their little playtime?
Not little playtime.
They get like an hour
Oh,
a day.
Not
They get like an
recess.
hour.
Wow.
Why recess? Why you laughing so loud? Listen, they get an hour a day, and he was stabbed 14 times, one in the face, one in the back of the head, 7
that
to the
wasn't
abdomen,
funny,
to the
though,
point where
yeah.
his lungs collapsed and he had to be rushed to the hospital. So it's
So
definitely
he
real.
let the Muslims protect him?
Baby, we wasn't there.
Wait, what?
I have a question. Don't Tory have money like Diddy? I mean, okay, not money like Diddy, but ain't he like a high caliber person too? Why is he not in a special jail?
I don't think that's the same bracket. Nowhere near.
Oh.
I don't think that's the same bracket.
Yeah, I don't think he's
At nowhere near. I do know
pointed
when
up.
he was going through, like when he was on trial, it was because he didn't remember they froze his. I don't know if you remember, they froze his accounts while he was going through the trial, and Chris Brown actually gave him like I think $250,000 for his legal fees. Why? Because his accounts and stuff was froze. So, but that's
How long
that.
he gonna be in there?
I think he still got like 7 more years or something because he got served.
For shooting Megan in the foot?
Allegedly.
He did. He
Yeah.
should be locked up.
Yeah, he was convicted of 3 different things. One of them was that. Moving forward, you know I like to follow up on my hot topics, so I dived a little bit deeper to what I told y'all last week about Rodney Hinton, the guy that allegedly killed the police officer. So come to find out, his son was 17. Allegedly, he had stole a car. When the police pulled him over, he had got out the car, and within 6 seconds, they had shot him. The next day, his dad, the officer that he shot was actually a off-duty retired police officer that was patrolling, and he actually ran the guy down with the car. Now, there's a viral video going around of Rodney, the father, being in the elevator with 3 white men and a black officer too. And I guess allegedly the white officers was trying to get the black officer off the elevator so they could be in there with it by himself. But he stayed on the entire time to make sure that Rodney had, some type of representation or somebody in there who can count for him. So that's going around. And that happened in Cincinnati, Ohio, where in the crime in Cincinnati, Ohio, and because I'm from Columbus, so it's only like 90 minutes away, the crime this summer got to be crazy because it's going to be all type of get back. So that's another...
Get back?
Yeah, like if the community feels like for example, in Columbus, Ohio, where I'm from, like a couple years ago, this officer shot this dude who he had tried to pull the guy over. He didn't pull over. He got into his house. He walked up to his house with his McDonald's in his back for his kids. He didn't know the officer was trying to pull him over. Mm-hmm. So the officer said that he was obstructing by not stopping. He walked up to his door and shot him, and the kid opened the door, and the food dropped on the ground. So that response made people.
When he was turning his back, turned to the officer, he shot him. Why did he?
Yeah. So the next day it was like protests, police cars was getting shot up. It was like Ohio State, they was like burning people's buildings. Like it was a lot. Wow. The community does something, the police does something. Police put in more laws, community does something. So it's gonna be a whole back and forth this summer. Okay, so moving forward.
It's crazy because recently I got pulled over.
Oh, yeah. And
I got pulled over because I had a tent over my license plate.
Oh my god.
They do trimp about that.
Yeah, and I got I got pulled over.
Why did you have on the license plate?
Because it was like a little cover.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say on the windshield. Go ahead.
No, but so I got pulled over, and so when it was traffic, so we were at a standstill, and then the officer was directly behind me, and he turned on his lights, and so I'm just looking like, and he was like, "Yes, I'm pulling you over," and I was like. For what? Like you've been behind me for like 30 minutes. And then he finally pulled me over, and then he told me about the plate cover, that it couldn't be tinted. He said you could have a cover, it just can't be tinted. He gave me a warning, which I was like, okay, great, thank you.
For all that for what? Stop traffic for what?
Well, I mean, the traffic was already stopped. I mean, but that's a probable cause kind of thing. Yeah. So they pull you over. If they smell weed in your car, then then they do a search.
It goes from there. He needed the starting point.
See if he can find something else on this black man in this Benz.
He needed the
starting point. Can you stop telling people my car?
I'm sorry.
Thank you. All right.
But it's still a scary situation because you don't know what is going on.
Scared, especially when they searching for something. When they picking.
I got one together. This happened 2 months ago. I got pulled over. He was like, "Where you coming from?" I said, "Minding my business."
Oh
my god!
I'm looking. I ain't got time for the bullshit. I was like, "So what are you putting me over for, sir?" "Oh, well, you had your turn signal on too long, more than 500 feet." I said, "Okay, so can I get my ticket?" He was like, "So you got attitude?" I said, "No." I said, "But you put me on for a turn signal. Get my ticket so I can go." So what we doing here? I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, you pulled me over for a conversation that was supposed to lead to a ticket.
Yeah, he had a dog. What pissed me off, or I'll link in more context to the story. His dog was outside my car sniffing. And I want to say, bitch, you got the wrong black person. But since you want to be funny, we going to take it there. Asshole.
Too much going on. Okay, so the next couple, we're just going to give you some highlights. So, you guys seen the movie Sinners?
Not yet.
Loved it.
Happy for you. I haven't seen it. But so the director, Ryan Coogler, who was, hugely successful, hugely popular, 4 movies over $100 million, blah, 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 blah. He was in the media last week people were criticizing him for his studio deal, which he is getting residuals. He's been so successful that he has built into his contract, not only is he getting paid as a director, he's getting paid for producing and getting residuals on the back end too. And it was a lot of stuff in the media about how only white people like Spielberg and Scorsese and all those white directors of that success have gotten those type of deals. So he was just saying he thinks it's funny that people are asking him about that type of deal when it should be standard based upon the quality of work, not the color of the person's skin.
Yeah, there you go.
He said all these other people have done $1 billion movies and $1 billion this and this. Y'all never asked them one time. I got $400 million movies in a row. Now y'all asking me, I should get the same treatment as they get. He said this, and he actually told one of the ladies on MSNBC, this interview should be about the movie, not about the deal of the movie. So I thought that was very interesting. Next, Aliyah. They will not let Aliyah rest in peace. She had a new song that came out with Tank last night from vocals they found in the dungeon, and they used that song to, I guess, launch a new black app. Her uncle, who she used to be signed to his label, he's launching some type of black. He's whatever his name is. He has a new app that is available for downloading, and he used Aliyah with some backup vocals from Tank to sell it. A lot of people in the comments on the Shade Room, Jasmine Brand, were very upset, saying they need to let Aliyah rest. Every 2 years, they trying to get some money for her estate. Let that woman be. I totally agree because the song was terrible. The vocals sound like AI. And Tank, who is I'm a huge fan, but he is a huge R. Kelly fan. I just think it's weird, but that's on me.
I don't like Gary Hankerson because he had their music tied up for like over a decade.
Yeah, they just got it on Apple Music like 2 years ago.
Tony Braxton, somebody else music. Oh, JoJo.
But yeah,
their music was tied up for
he
like
did
over
JoJo
a
so
decade.
wrong.
It's not like they raised her from the dead to have her perform. So if the music is there, use it.
I don't see an issue with it, honestly.
I think the song. I know that when I put something out in the world, just like we talk about our podcast, when I put something out in the world, I want to be able to stamp it and say, I approve that mix. I approve that vocal. I think those ad-libs is what we should keep. But when I listen to the song, I'm just like, oh, I don't know if she would have liked this.
Okay, from that
Because you know, like Erica Badu said, I'm sensitive about my shit. Like, I want to hear it and put my stamp on it before I put it out there because...
I do agree. I think that's unfair when you release, like, other people's music that have
like unfinished work.
Yeah, when it's unfinished. Like if they put all of their sauce on it and they, completed the masters and all, whatever they got it to a point where they enjoy it. Yeah. Then you can release it. But if it's not what they approved of, like I don't think we should be releasing it.
The song is not given. That's the sad part about it because I feel like she did good work and she died at 22, I think. 22 or 20. She wasn't 23. She was either 21 or 22. Yeah. So it just wasn't a good look. But anyway, so moving forward, Joe Biden is back in the headlines this week. He was on The View, which we all love, The View. He said that sexism and racism did play a role in Trump's victory. And the Republicans and the racists were emphatic that they hated his statement. They said that she just did not have good policy. She did not connect with people. She said the same thing in her interviews. And it wasn't that racism and sexism played no role. They voted for Trump because they felt he had better policy.
He had no policy. He even got on stage to have a concept of a policy. So, you know what? We done went down the road. He's already president. At the end of the day, Joe Biden... he told no lie.
And then the Democrats, this is a subbar, Democrats said Joe Biden stayed in the race too long. He should have got out before the summer. I personally felt like if he had not failed that debate so bad, he would have stayed in the race. But I think the pressure when he did that debate and they start calling him Sleepy Joe, that's why he got out of the race. Personally, I think he should have stayed in the race because I think for a black woman, they already have less than everybody else, so to only give her 100 days, I feel like Biden should have stayed in it, took his loss, and prepped her for 2028. That's just what I think, but, everybody can have their own opinion. Because once she lost, people who voted for her this time, like me, next time I might second guess voting for her because I know other people won't.
I really hope people do not think like that.
People who didn't vote for her, there are black people who didn't vote for her this time because they thought more white people was going to vote for Trump. So now you're making it even harder for her if she is pressed for 28 because she already has a loss on her record. But that's just how I think.
I think the whole race was a bit of a shit show anyway. Like, Biden just was not a strong candidate after... it's really the age that got to him. In his first term, it was decent, but it was a little bit rocky. And so that little switcheroo that they did in making her, the candidate, I don't think it was well received. And I didn't personally like it, even though I voted for her. I didn't like how they went about that. They should have planned it more strategically and had a viable candidate for the Democratic Party. That's just my opinion.
I think she was the only candidate because he was the president at the time.
Yeah.
But I think
it made sense, but still didn't like it.
It's hard to have a Democratic National Convention and you don't even have the president speak. I thought that spoke wonders. He was the only. Obama spoke. Michelle Obama spoke. Stacey Abrams spoke. Everybody spoke except Joe Biden. So that tells you that they don't think he has a good public perception. If at his own national convention he didn't speak.
I have one question, and I'm going to ask this question when we have this conversation. Compared to Trump record, she is golden. And I don't understand when people be trying to have debates about policies or whatever. Like, he's a felon. Like, look at this shit show we in now. Literally, the country's going to hell. Stocks are down. Shit is up. And what I don't understand the conversation.
There really is no conversation on standard and surface. The conversation is on appearance and perception.
Well, the appearance and the perception of American politics right now is trash.
Around the world.
Yeah.
It's literally a lack of respect. I think I said this to you guys before in a different context, but some people would rather lose with you or lose with themselves than win with you. And I think some white people and Latinos made that decision, that they would rather 80% bet on Trump than a almost sure thing with her.
I think it's just a sign of the times. Like, the whole system needs to be revamped, and Trump is the catalyst to really tip it over the edge.
For a lot of people's pain, he is the what that looks like to make it different.
Yeah,
because he does talk a good game. If I was a white
it's going to be different, but for better or worse. But he does talk a good game. It's just that, to me, he doesn't have the knowledge or the team around him to implement the very things. Because a lot of stuff he says makes sense to me. Like, I understand Amazon. It's not all trash.
I understand Amazon not paying taxes, because the thought process is, with the money they're saving, they're going to hire more people and get more jobs.
In theory.
The issue is that they never actually do that. They use the
money.
That's the point. If you're going to do that, and I agree with that. If you're going to do that, there needs to be a law saying, hey, if you are not going to be paying tax on whatever, you need to pay these certain people a certain amount of wage, have these certain amount of benefits. Like, don't do it to be greedy. They
and it's just a fact in your exactly.
But the problem with that, a policy like that, would seem very socialist.
Who cares?
But this is a democratic.
Then you don't hire all qualified people. You're trying to meet a quota, so then you have justification for firing those people. Oh, they wasn't qualified for the job, or they couldn't. So it's really a trap at the end of the day. But also moving forward. So, on the back of Trump, remember I told y'all weeks ago how he was taking the money away from schools for not being anti-DEI. So, this past weekend they had the graduation at University of Kentucky. I have friends who graduated from University of Kentucky. They had a mandate, and the school did comply, and black students were unhappy, so they participated in their own graduation. They set up, and all the black professors and all the black staff came and helped them celebrate on their own. They called it an anti-DEI cancellation graduation. So we just want to congratulate all of the black students, and the white students too, but congratulate all the black students for standing on business, because if y'all don't appreciate our diversity, our equity, and our inclusion, then we going to start our own thing.
I have a question too before we move on. I want to make a statement. Yeah. What I find is very interesting, you made a good point. Now a lot of white people and Latino people and others, because others vote for them as well,
and the 8% of black people,
want to come back over to the Democratic side because now I see it's affecting them. Will it affect certain people? Y'all was all, oh yeah, Biden, I mean Trump. Oh, I lost my job. Oh, this is going on. Now you want me to come out there rattle? I'm not rattling with your white ass. Go out there rattle by your damn self. And your student loans come back to bite your ass. You don't want to get forgiven. You forgot you had your student loans owed too. Now you're raising it garnished. I'm not crying with your ass.
All the Republicans had them PPP loans forgiven from $4.3 million and $2.9 million. They was talking about student loans. What I would say is this: you fuck around and you find out. And I feel like some people, like I said, some people will take gambles on what. Like, they don't mind harm as long as it don't hit home.
Exactly.
I don't mind your suffering until it become our suffering.
And that's sad. That's what's really sad.
But it's also...
I'm going to take a different lane on that, because I understand And I wholly support like black students have their own thing because that's no different than what we always do. We always create our own lane, our own organizations, and celebrate in our own way because we don't feel celebrated with general masses. However, when it comes to like politics and the lay of the land and what's happened in society, it's going to be very important that we don't discriminate against our brother, and that brother could be Latino, that brother could be white, that brother could be black, that sister, whatever in between, they, them, whatever. It's going to be very important that we come together across the board to make sense of this new society that we're entering, and that's the only way we're going to survive this. So that is my devil's advocate.
I agree
for
with
that.
you. I'm gonna walk with your ass through the door, but I'm signing your ass when I get past it. Cause I know, bitch, you was not my friend at first, but we gotta come and go, come enemy. But I'm watching your ass walk when you walk away from me.
Hey, I need more color. I'm confused. What was your comment in response to?
To Rodney.
Not to the subject.
Correct.
Oh, okay. I'm like, well, wait, that's not the hot topic.
But to the subject, congratulations to all the graduates. Congratulations to all the graduates, and even the disruptors, because those who did not have separate or private graduations, I saw a lot of protests. I saw a lot of people walk across the stage with signs saying that Black Studies matter. Yes. And I'm very proud of you. Matter. I'm very proud of the faculty that participated in the disruption. And keep doing the work.
Oh, one thing I forgot. I got to go back to hot topic number 3. Rodney Hinton, the guy that allegedly killed a police officer. He got so much commissary money they had to shut his commissary down. Black people been donating by the hour, every hour, that they had to shut his commissary down because he had too much money sitting there.
So I only wish that we did this for our family members and insurance policies to bury people, but that's just my 2 cents
Black
there.
People, go get some life insurance.
Right.
I'm tired of the GoFundMe's when y'all pass.
Sorry to this young man, but no, I'm not donating.
I am gonna say it. Matter of fact, here, what are gonna whoop my ass? I had somebody who passed away recently, and yeah, it's sad. It was sad. No shade. And they were like, "Oh, can you give money?" And I said, "I will not give money." And my reason was because this person had X, Y, X, Y, X, Y. And ain't no way you had all this stuff and you had a life insurance.
Liquidate them assets. They can get some cash.
His family can, but don't ask me for mine.
Liquidate them
I will
assets.
come cry with you because I did love that person.
Yes.
But I'm not giving no money. I don't understand. It's crazy to me how you can own stuff and not have your affairs in order. That's one thing that I think that cripples our black community. We don't give away generational wealth anymore. Like when grandma died, the kids get grandma's house, but when your parents die who inherit the house, they ain't got shit to give you. No land, no nothing. Right. And then you expect me to start all over, do all this shit, and then they want to reinvent the That's crazy to me. So black folks, I'm talking to you black people, get life insurance. Get something and leave something to your great grandkids. I think we really cute.
You have to prioritize. In order to do that, you have to have the mindset of being more proactive than reactive. And a lot of us are reactive. We wait till the tragedy happens. Like I've had life insurance since I was 18, but that's because my mom's best friend sold life insurance, and she came to the house. It was like, "Hey y'all, we need to do this. It's $15 a month." Blah 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 blah. I would have never thought about that.
Oh my God, you got whole life?
I don't know.
Oh, you probably withdraw from it.
But yeah, I was saying a lot of people are proactive, and then a lot of people's mentality is more about living for today.
Do y'all have a will?
I do.
I do not.
Working on that, but I do have beneficiaries for my stuff.
All right, so guys, the last hot topic of the day is very quick. Remember, I told you guys I always follow up on my hot topics. I always follow up. Last week, I told you that Trump is coming for your wages this summer. 200,000 people last week received the email that their loans were in default, which means they're at least 9 months old with no payment. There are 200,000 people who got notified of wage garnishment starting in July. Just a reminder, you can call your student loan officer.
called them last week, baby.
You can
didn't
call
take my
them
money.
and they can retroactive your forbearance. I always tell this to people. They can retroact your forbearance to 2, 3, 4 years ago when COVID started or whenever, and you can get that time covered so they don't come for your wages this summer. But that is all for, what can we say? I think whole life insurance is a scam in the long run. All right, baby.
There's a lot of like short term versus whole life.
Well, hold
term
on,
versus whole.
you can't withdraw
Yeah.
from. So technically, I have a term life insurance policy for my house, right? So it's good for 30 years. But once it's over, I'm not expecting to get wealth from that. I'm expecting to whoever inherit my house, the house is paid for. Now, if you lose after that, baby, that's on you.
Yes.
But the house, you get what I'm saying?
I'm a proponent for having a term life, but also investing into the S&P 500. So that is my strategy.
All right, guys. Well, we are wrapping up hot topics for this week. Normally, I would kick it to my boy Randall, but he is stuck in a position. So we are going to throw it to Wally. Wally got a game for us this week.
What position he stuck in?
Ain't he in the air flying?
Oh, no, okay.
I didn't tell the other business. He's working. He's traveling, guys, and he's unavailable for the podcast tonight.
Nasty.
You're gonna have to tell me.
Wally, kick it off with the game. Come on, we got 30 minutes left in the show.
All right. Hello, openers. Welcome to a segment that I like to call Get Your Life and Play the Game.
I bet you do.
So, this is a game that is called Check In or Check Out.
Oh, that's cute.
So, really following our theme of, checking. What is it? What's
Checking
the thing?
in. Checking in.
Checkpoint. Yes.
Oh.
In relationships, we need to have certain checkpoints, whether it is our friends, family, or our partners. And sometimes they do shit, sometimes we do shit. So, my thing is, we have all of these different scenarios in our wonderful, ceramic bowl here.
Okay.
And
That's glass.
yeah,
you.
tell us, hosts, each of these scenarios, are you checking in? Is it time to address it? Has this scenario gone on too far? Or is it something that you don't even relate to? That ain't even in your universe at all. Or are you checking out? I ain't touching it. I'm avoiding it because it's too heavy.
Okay.
So
That's good.
alrighty, who like to start on?
Let's go in the order.
I know, I saw
No,
it.
I
Okay.
think let the host go. Let you go first.
Let me go
Here you
first.
go.
Oh shoot.
Thank you, because I went first last week.
That's fine.
Don't feel.
I thought I went first last week.
Ain't nobody asked you for the real record.
Love you so, man. Y'all get on my nerves.
Come on, Wally. Let's go.
The scenario is your little gay brother is a fuck boy.
Your little gay
Your little
brother.
gay brother.
So this could be an actual brother. This could be somebody that you're mentoring.
Okay.
It just sometimes you take the little ones, under your wing.
Yeah.
Oh, they 22. They so cute. So you take them under your wing, and they want to be a fuck boy. And with this situation, I would just check in. I wouldn't necessarily turn my head to the situation, just like, hey, are you protecting yourself? Are you being honest with the partners that you're engaging with? Are they being honest with you? Are you holding all parties accountable? Because sometimes, we just jump into shit, and we don't know the implications till after. And that's why a lot of people, and I don't know what the statistics are, but a lot of people contract, HIV or different STDs, their first times having sex, or during that phase of, they're 18 to 22. And that's really a hotbed for, a lot of situations that people get ourselves into that they can't get themselves out of. So I would just check in, I wouldn't necessarily judge them for it because, listen, we've all been hoes in different phases of our lives. That's just reality. So
I did relationship back to back from 18 to 25. I've
Okay.
never had a whole stage. Thank
You
you.
never had a whole stage.
but you are still young, and it is still possible.
Nope.
I'm
for
about to
you.
pinch him right now for the line.
How many relationships?
I did 2 back-to-back.
2 back-to-back.
Yeah.
From 18 to win.
18 to 22, then 22 to 25.
How many?
And then I checked out like, bitch, I'm done.
What do you mean?
He may not have had a whole thing, but he could have been a serial monogamist.
Check that out.
Yeah, that's me. I don't want to do that.
I'm sure. I'm curious what it was.
Some shit you done came up with. Okay. You had to bail your parent out of a bad financial situation and added $15,000 to your credit card and your partner doesn't know.
Nor do you have the money to pay it back.
Okay, we're gonna say
You're checking
wait,
in and
checking out means what? It says I'm letting that go. What's the difference between not my ministry and checking out?
I would say like checking out is like you're keeping it to yourself.
I'm not gonna let the partner know. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is not my ministry. So I come from 2 very unstable financial parents who make very, very bad decisions that had very traumatic impacts on me as a kid. So this would never happen to me. But I would say I would tell my partner if like the request came in, like, hey,
you would never like bail your parents out.
Never.
Got you.
Never. And this actually is something comes up. So actually, I think I told you guys a little bit about my story a couple years ago. So maybe like 4 weeks ago, my mom sent me a message through my brother because she gets some money. And I was like, no. You know what I mean? She's like, oh, Mother's Day's coming out. We need to rekindle. But it's been 4 years since we've spoke.
Oh.
You ain't got a dime
So
coming your way.
rekindling is asking for money.
Yeah, it's kind of
Wow.
a thing. So this gonna be not my ministry for multiple reasons.
I'm with you.
All right. Well, you're right. You're right. Shit. You hate your partner's new look and
You are
Current.
not aroused.
Oh, and you aren't aroused. Okay.
Yeah.
and you aren't aroused by them anymore.
Oh wow.
Wait, what does that mean?
Like not physically attracted to him no more.
Yeah, so it could be
How did they change physically though?
it could be a series of things. So for example, like I dated somebody that, and I don't mean to call the person out, but they basically wanted to get locks. And so literally one day they didn't have locks, and then they showed up to the house with locks. I knew this was coming. And I understand that some people like gradually go through the process. They like to accelerate the process until everything grows in. But it's just like, it's not to say that I was not attracted to them anymore, but it was just like I had to settle into it because I'm like, literally, you showed up looking like a whole different person overnight. And I got to process this.
I'm going to say check in.
Check in.
I'm going to check in. If we've been together for a long time, I'm definitely going to check in with you. But now, if I look at you one week and next week you somebody else, I'm going to say, hey, not my ministry. Okay? The years matter. Thank you.
Solomon.
Your sister has been a side piece in her relationship for 10 years, and there's a kid involved.
Ooh.
So, like, are you just letting her do her thing and live blissfully?
My baby.
Wait, the kid is the relationship's kid, or is her? She got a kid.
Relationship kid.
Okay. I got it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. Y'all ready?
So, what do you do when your sibling or your family member does something like that?
I'm checking in.
Checking in.
Yeah, I'm checking in.
Check it in. 10 years.
Huh?
You just not checking in?
Look.
This sound like it was a not my ministry.
That ain't like himself for 10 years. I really thought you were going to say, well, it been past 10 years. Maybe they say not my ministry. I was so shocked, Solomon.
I'm checking in, and I'm checking in because
Go ahead.
damn, Rodney, when you right, you right. But no, I'm checking in because this has a lot of consequences attached to it. Like you are potentially breaking up a whole family, or it could just be one of those things where you being the side piece, you're keeping that relationship together. And a lot of people don't recognize that that's a thing.
I'm going to say this.
We ain't got that episode tonight.
Who am I to tell you who you lay up with? Now, again, you're not going to bring that cheating ass man around me. But I'm going to love my nephew or niece, whatever they did, because it is my nephew or niece. But don't think you and that married man finna come up in my house. Talking about,
Yeah.
can I come over? No, you cannot.
I think.
But you can bring the baby.
I'ma say.
Bring what baby?
Did they got a baby, right?
No, the baby is the other
Well,
people's.
whoever. No, wait, hold on, wait, no.
The baby.
The baby is it's their baby.
It's their baby.
Oh, I thought the baby was the man and the wife.
No,
Wait, so she had
a baby with the by
she
the
had
man.
a baby by the man while he already had a woman.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. She's a side piece for 10 years.
You got to do not my ministry because she already can't go back.
Look, I just like, aren't you lonely?
You can't turn back.
That's what I want to know. Aren't you lonely?
How you feel on Christmas?
But some of them don't be though. Some of
They
them
might not be, but
think about like
trash.
I almost say you old scrap hoe. You like the scraps.
Wow.
no judgment. Again, no judgment because we've had the whole conversation about cheating. But at the end of the day, when you're doing all this work for something that isn't yours,
that you won't keep.
so
All right.
you got to sting somewhere.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just brought that one up because a lot of times people that we love get into situations and they get stuck somewhere along the way. But where is the delineation where we as their support system become complicit in the situation?
I get where you're going. So that's okay because who does the kid belong to? Because that matters. So for me, this like I told y'all last week. I don't give my friends advice on what you should do. If you tell me what you want to do, and I'll come and plan for that. However, if you come to me and say, "Hey, I'm pregnant. This man has been married 10 years. They ain't leaving. It's not my ministry."
Mm-hmm.
If y'all are all single and everybody's in there dealing with each other, and you're dealing with him, and it's not a thing where you're not breaking up a commitment, happy home, I will give you advice on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I feel like you're still at the part where you can get out. But I don't really give my friends advice on that because you really never know all the things at hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you were saying, sometimes the side peeps keep people relationships together. So I have,
And that's diabolical.
it is because you got to think that sometimes it's the 80-20 rule. Like I want to have everything, but he got 80, he got 20. Do either one of them mind if I'm getting what I need elsewhere if they know they don't have it? So you just gotta have those conversations. I just can't support. Like, just don't bring it around me.
Yeah,
Because I'm gonna be uncomfortable.
And that's fair.
I'm gonna be uncomfortable.
I'm gonna have that salt under my door. Bitch, you can't cross.
People did pull out that shotgun and said, "Not in my house.
You know.
Not in my house."
Not over here in this blessed land.
Well, thank you very much, hosts, for participating. And openers, let us know in the comment what situation resonates with you the most, and how would you handle situations with your family members if they're doing things that, hey, I don't know, y'all.
People gotta remember character is character.
Yeah, that's
There
real.
you go.
If your friend cheat on their man, they probably may not be a good friend to you. I think character just transcends a lot of stuff.
Well, I have so much to say about this.
Character is character.
But I can't say it because they watch.
Oh my god.
Character is character. Like, have you ever had a friend and they constantly cheat on their man? One day they might lie to you about something, might keep a story from you, they might steal from you because character is character. But anyway, Solomon, what's up with Menage a Trois?
Menage a Trois.
All right, openers. We are at the Menage a Trois, but before we get into Menage a Trois, just remember that Open Relationship Podcast is a space where we can have open, honest conversations. We can agree to disagree, and a lot of times we just disagree. Like we disagreeing with Rodney's hair today.
Baby, yes we are. We are, because this old mop. Don't try to read me too bad.
He wanted to wait and go. So listen.
But you can always check us out on YouTube, Patreon, Apple Music, all the platforms. Just check us out. But always remember to like, comment, and subscribe. So we have been talking a lot about relationships, a lot of external relationships, but I want to make sure that we don't forget about ourselves. And so today I really just want to do a little check in, and just like, how are y'all doing?
I'm a little disturbed about this little comment we just got on YouTube.
About what?
Damius Chaney 893. He said, I love the show, but I truly feel like Wally, Meech, and Randall are all great additions to the new season. But can you guys please recreate your segments and make them your own? Put them in your words and do it like you're around your best friend. Love you guys. Keep it going. I don't know if this one is for me because I do talk like I talk to my best friends and I created this segment and give y'all the hot topics. So I don't know if you be paying attention, but you need to rewatch the show again.
Ooh. Wait, who was that?
I don't know.
That's
But thank you for viewing now. But yeah.
Hey, I mean, I take all criticism or all comments.
Feedback,
You know, they have some validity to them. So maybe I'll watch this back and maybe there's something that I should adjust or I don't know. We just going with the flow, y'all.
Thank you. Okay, back to Solomon. What did you say?
I'm so confused.
I was asking how y'all doing.
Where did that comment come from? I'm looking
It's say on YouTube. No, it's not on this video. It's not on the live video. It's on the one from last week.
Oh, okay.
But it just came across this
But all right, how are y'all doing?
How we doing?
How are we doing? Like, what's going on?
I
thought it
am
started off with what do I need right now?
in a crossroad.
We're getting there. Oh, okay.
Based on something what someone said. And I'm trying to tread lightly when I say this. Because I honestly do love this person. But I honestly think this person needs to really self-evaluate. Mm-hmm. And I think he don't have enough people around who would tell him the truth.
Ooh, baby. Now you hitting on something.
This sounds like somebody personal to you.
It's very personal, and I don't want to. I'm not gonna tell his business is business, but I really want better for you, and I really want you to do better for yourself, where you can be in situations that's beneficial for you, and it's not just one sided.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm a little disturbed today.
I hate these moments on the show.
That's why they exist.
I feel very much like that. I think that I'm at a place with a situation where I want for you what you want for yourself. We could want things for people, we could dream them, we can see the potential, but if they don't really put that implementation process in there, or at least have the thought to go to do that, then it's just, I have to be at peace that you have chosen the life that you want to live. I think in my situation, the life that they have chosen to live, rather if I think it's the best for them or not, that's what they're choosing to do. Unfortunately, that life requires my removal. And I had to come to peace to that. But as far as how I'm feeling, I actually feel really good. I think this chapter of my life is really learning a lot in real time, learning what I like and don't like in real time, because I think I focused 20s on just surviving. And then at 30, I started to really know myself. And now that I'm 35, I really know what I like and don't like. Quickly meet somebody, know if I like it or know if I don't. Taste the food, know if I don't like it or not. Try music, know if I like it. Like, I really know myself. So I feel like this is a great time. I'm a little nervous because I feel like, well, we was talking about dating a couple of minutes ago. I feel like because I did relationship early, I missed out on like the casual dating. So now I'm in this space where like when people come to with serious relationship stuff, it almost made me feel like I don't want to fail. But at the same time, I don't want to be 45 and still figuring it out. Yeah. So it's like I'm trying to balance that in real time.
56 and trying.
I don't want to be Shannon Sharpen. Like I don't want. So I'm at this place where like I feel good personally, professionally I feel great. But when it comes to the social, romantic elements of life, I feel like I'm still putting those pieces together. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I would say this
like,
too,
I'm whole,
though.
But other stuff.
Because I have I have a friend who feels like you as well, who is doing very well in life, and they see other friends in relationships, and I always have to tell them, she's not always sweet. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying it to scare you, but please don't look at shit and be like, oh, they got a perfect ass shit. Yeah. Because behind closed doors, you don't know what the hell's going on. So I tell them, like, when it's your time, and when it's, like, be ready for it, but don't be comparing yourself to these niggas who be acting like that shit up together. Because they come outside, they like this. hey baby, behind the house, like da 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 da. Like,
why you gotta use me as your dummy?
My muse.
I don't never feel like I'm ahead of anybody or behind anybody. I think when I was in middle school, it was so much comparison, like who got Jordans, who got Nikes, who got this. So I got out of that very quick.
Okay.
So I ain't never really took anybody's relationship and say I should be there. Or even when I didn't even go to college till I was 23.
Okay.
My friends had already graduated college, but I had to get a job. Like I didn't have time to go to college, so like I never was on the same wave path as people my age. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They had their bachelors. I was like, shit, it's my first semester. I just couldn't save enough money to get here. I just now getting here 5 years after y'all. So I never really compared anybody. I always knew that like what God had for me is my journey and this and that. But in back of my mind, it's still like if I could have did this or did that different, I would be there. I'd be a little bit further, and I think that's okay.
I think that's human nature to think that way. Though. That's not just a.
I think it's human nature, but I also think it is a waste of time. Because when we are
slap me across my face,
but really, like when you're thinking about like this life that I'm living, right? I only have this present moment, and the reason why I brought this question up is because over the past couple of weeks, like I've found myself living in scenes that I've always dreamed about, and like sitting up on a rainy day with sharing space with someone and dogs sitting on my lap, and I'm just like, this is what I wanted. And it felt great. Yeah. And it wasn't one of those things like, this is what I wanted, why doesn't it feel good? This was one of those things that this is what I wanted and it feels great and it's happening. And to your point earlier when you were talking about like that fear, weeks ago when we talked about it and I was talking about that fear, like I felt that feeling leaving.
Oh, you feel like exhaling? Like it was fleeting.
It really was just like, let me just settle into this because this is now my reality.
I love that.
And so I wanted to bring this up because going to before we get into the next question, I want to get Wally's response. But like, what do you need? Like in this moment, what do you need? And so
I love this question. I love
so this. To piggyback on your thing about releasing, I think personally, like how I've been doing, I've been having a lot of growing pains, to be completely honest. And some of them has been great, some of them have been in between, some of them have been bad, to be honest with you. And so last night, it was a full moon and I was just like, I just felt that I needed to release all the things that I've been going through and kind of verbalize it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I knew you were starting. I knew you were
I'm glad you released it.
Turning in that chair was diabolical.
But it's just like, as far as like my mental health practice is to take long walks, or do something that feeds my soul. But I like, for whatever reason, like I just was, I wasn't able to walk. I wasn't able to do a long walk and just kind of unpack. And so like I use social media, which is not typically a space where I like to release things that I've either been through or that were very personal. Like one of the things that I posted about was just like, hey, you know, I lost a best friend 7 years ago and that was the best friend I ever had. But it was also a purpose to that because we needed to grow separately. It was that time, that marker in our lives where we needed to do that. So I don't regret it, but it was painful. And just like, you know, my first real relationship, everything was smooth, but I also needed to resolve some things in my life and they needed to resolve some things in theirs. And so those things are painful. And so yesterday was just my ability to release a lot of that pent up, you know, frustration or things that I've been dealing with over the last few years. And so I feel good that I did that. So, and then the other part of it, you know, hey, I've been approached by, you know, 2 people in the last week that is 10 years younger. Like, so, there. You know, hey, you little young things, you know, apparently they want me. So that feels nice. That feels nice. They are. I was just like, all right.
But the question is, do you want them?
You know what?
Why do you
I actually entertained the 2 situations for a good evening. You know,
Wait.
I'm not mad at it.
a
same
good, you know, a good day, a good evening. We had a very good experience, but when it got time to like, oh, you, no, like, I'm coming over your house and I'm just like, and they were like wanting something sexual to happen, and I'm just like, actually, no, I can't. I just can't do this with you right now, because it's like that just messes up my healing. And it's like, I know what I want, and that ain't what I want. It's close to what I want visually. One of them, I was like, that's what I want. But
Damn. Wait. So so from last week.
I
Wait.
wanted it,
From last week's show, you settled for the other partner because you wanted one of them really bad.
So that's a whole different situation. So I did have an entanglement, an evening with a couple. I did have an evening with a couple, and you know, we watched movies, we hung out, and you know, then something, you know,
grown folks stuff.
sexual happens. But I enjoyed it. It was just like it was what it was. It wasn't like I was wanting something to happen after that. It just, I took it for what it was, but it made me feel that, hey, I'm getting my mojo back. Like I am desirable, even though I know that I am. But it's just like sometimes when all the shit is going on, you feel a certain way about yourself.
You know, that's a goddamn truth right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Child, but think you ugly people hitting you. Damn, I don't even feel like myself today. You want this?
Right.
So the follow-up question, what do you need? Like right now in this moment in your life, what do you need?
Who's going first?
I can go first just to
go.
wrap up this, but I think what I need right now is just more so grace and understanding. Like, I wrote on one of the notes things on Instagram. I was just doing a lot of shit yesterday, but I was just like,
You was having a Meech.
I thought about Meech when it was happening.
And I sleep fine, so keep going. If that helps you, like help me keep
Exactly.
Now, like, what he talking about today?
Stay tuned. But right now, I don't have Instagram right now, so y'all can't get enough.
And you know we checked. I was on my lunch break like, what's going on with Meech?
What's going on?
I'll get to my hands are coming next. Go ahead.
But the reality is like some people get caught in a crossfire when you are in your healing process, and it's like I don't necessarily feel sorry about whatever happened or whatever everybody else's experience is, but I did want to just apologize for, hey, if you were impacted in any way, my apologies. But it happened, but I ain't sorry that it happened, but I apologize.
Oh, they want to come back for second round. You said no.
I mean, they always want to come back, baby. That's the
Wally said
reality.
he put it down. He had built up frustration.
It's the energy, baby.
I guess I could.
I don't even know. Go ahead, Meech.
I'm sorry, don't be.
I
Say
do
me
think
start laughing.
sometimes you are the casualty of other people's healing phase. So I'm a little sensitive to that comment, but what do I need right now? Okay, back to the question. I'm sorry, don't want to hold up. What do I need right now? I feel like what I need right now is to be more. It's all internal. I think I have spent the majority of my life making sure everybody else is straight and making sure I was just okay. And, obviously, there's a difference. I think right now what I need is to make sure that I am fully confident in every person and everything that I bring into my life. And I need to stand on those guardrails and those boundaries and those expectations of what it takes to be in my life, because I want to make sure I can reciprocate. So I think what I need right now is myself. And I need my own space, my own thoughts, no opinions, and just move in a way that I can fully stand on, rather if I'm right or wrong in a situation. And I just need myself right now. And I need to trust that the decisions that I'm making are because I truly want to make them and not because I'm hoping for the outcome of whatever situation is going on.
I resonate with that 100%.
So I'm being very, like, I just got off, so all social media, I'm doing it for 2 months. This is, I think, this the 6th day. I think what I really need right now is to be in my own space, in my own thoughts, in the moment that I want to be in. And if I want to share with other people, I will. And if I don't, I won't.
I
So
love
right
that
now,
for
I just
you.
need.
Amen. Hand,
Just stand on Meech time right now, and that's what I'm doing.
He don't
hand,
see you.
I know.
He's still in his thoughts.
Look crazy in the video. I love Wally. I promise I do. I love Wally. I promise I do. It's gonna look crazy.
Okay, I make this short, sweet, and simple because this is really what I need. You know how you have standards for your life, and if it was anybody else, you wouldn't settle for those standards. Well, because you feel like you're afraid you have to settle, you have to renege on your standards to make them happy. And I need to be honest with myself. And if I don't like what a person is doing, and they be vice versa for me too, because I'm not perfect. Yeah. But if it's not something I will allow in my life, I cannot at this age support that because it's a reflection on me.
Yeah.
But you have to get to a maturity to understand that statement. And a lot of people is not understanding that the company you keep is a reflection of you. It is a reflection because I'm not taking over your thing.
No, you're fine.
When people are around you, eventually you become like them and you start to think like them. You start to even be in that environment and it can change. You got it.
Yeah.
But honestly, to your point, Meech, it's not the becoming. It is the is. It's because the people around you are a mirror, and so the things for me, this is my belief, is the things that you don't like about yourself are manifested in the people around you, and these are the things that you need to work on. You don't like it in them because it's like somewhere it's carrying in you.
I ask people, what are you, or what are you? What about disloyalty is attractive to you?
Damn. That's so real.
I had to ask somebody that because I'm like, yo, you keep calling this person your bestie, your brother, your sister, your best friend, and you see their behavior. What about that makes you want to cling to that person?
Yeah.
What I can say it's some memories of what you built with that person and the friendship you have with that person. But then you look at the whole person, you're like, you're fucking trash. Oh Lord. But it's the God honest truth. Yeah, like I would not trust you around certain people, like because I know how you are. Yeah. And what's so sad is, I'm gonna say is I'm already here. If you need somewhere to stay, you cannot go stay at my house because I don't trust you around my man. Oh. And when I said that out loud, I said, "Why am I friends with this person?"
Yeah. If it's I tell people, why do y'all?
And that's sad because I love this person. But like right now, if you need somewhere to stay, you say, right, I am homeless. I'd be like, girl, you can't come here because of XYZ.
So why are y'all friends?
And why are we friends?
I think people have this.
Do you love them?
I do.
Do you?
I really do.
You love who you want them to be?
I love because the presentation they showed me when I first met them attracted me to them as far as a friend. Oh my God, that is such a hard. And again, I'm not perfect, so please, I want to make sure I make my statement very clear. I am not perfect by far.
I think
I have my own faults.
Not trust them,
but at the same time,
you can love them and not want them in your life.
At the same time, as I am seeing patterns in things and going on, it makes me question why am I friends with you.
But it don't make you question yourself.
No. Mm-mm.
So you haven't thought about why you haven't cut that off?
I guess he's cutting it off today.
It's the love. I love my friend.
Is it the love, or is it the fear of loss,
or is it the codependency?
Not the fear of loss. I know it's not. It's definitely not codependency. It's just that. What you say? We just in two different paths right now. Yeah. And we probably separate, come back years later, and be good friends again. But I think he needs to focus. I think he needs to focus on him and get his life together. And I don't think I'm the right person to be there. I'm going to hold him accountable. Yeah. And I don't think he needs that. He needs to hold his own self accountable. I can aid that on.
Can I just say something?
And we got to go to the letter real quick. It's 9:08. And this ain't no ski wee.
I'm just gonna be real quick.
Okay.
I do honestly. I want somebody or people who can walk through my bad seasons with me. I have left so many people, and so many people have left me. I do want to find people who will walk through those dark moments with me, and I don't have to walk through them by myself. And I'm talking about serious friendships, serious relationships type of thing.
I feel the same way.
Because I do, when you talk about, you know, how you said you have to distance. There are some seasons of like, if they have like, they used to always work and then now they lost their job. Or they used to be confident and now relationship tore them down. There are sometimes I do be wanting to be like, damn, bitch, I do want somebody that like don't see a flaw and run. Like, I'm not everything you probably thought I was gonna be, but I'm probably gonna be 90% of it. So I feel like I just want people who will walk through those seasons with you when it ain't sunshine every day.
Yeah.
And I honestly truly feel that way. I never said it out loud, but I truly do feel that way. But I'm just so used to temporary people that my mindset is like, okay, that chapter closed.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be nice to. I'm not good today.
But
You
when
still
you
rocking
love
with me?
yourself more, that's when it comes.
Yeah, but I think you
Really.
can still love yourself and still be lonely in life.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Unfortunately, that's
alone,
part of the process.
but I'm not lonely. But I think being lonely is a disheartening feeling to live with every day.
It is. It's challenging. I've been
Anyways,
through
go
it.
ahead, Coogler. Sorry.
Oh Lord, we have a D come out. Was that the letter?
I'm gonna write it next week.
Okay.
Maybe I'll do
What's
two.
up, Oprah? This segment is the letter, which is your favorite segment for me and my mop head. Okay. I'm gonna talk about me first, but they talk about me in the comments.
As you should.
I know it's gonna be a mop this week. Next
That
week's gonna be
flag will rock,
brave.
babe.
There you go. But you can send your letters in two ways. First, you can email us at openrelationshippodcast@gmail.com. It's your letter, and we here to read it for you. Or you can go to our website at openrelationshippodcast.com, click contact us, and send your letter. We are here for you to talk with your uncle, cousins, best friends. We're here for you to give you advice. However, we're not a therapist. Solomon is the one.
You're not getting any money.
You know the rule. Let's give me 10% and I will hook you up. But let's get to the letter.
Pimping a therapist is insane.
Hell, they pimp everything else. Why not?
I see nothing wrong with it.
It's insurance pays, I guess. Whatever.
There you go. And I
Okay,
need some
go.
money. I really need some advice. I've been struggling with something that's been heavy on my heart. I have a friend who means the world to me. We've been through everything together. I consider myself an extremely loyal person, sometimes to a fault, and I always had their back no matter what. But here's where I'm stuck. There's something personal about myself that I never shared with them. It's not because I don't trust them, but I always have been scared to tell them. Scared that if I tell them, it could change how they see me or worse, in our friendship altogether. The thought alone has kept me silent for a long time. I love our friendship and I would never want to lose it, but I also know I can't keep hiding who I really am forever. I want to be honest, but the fear of losing them is paralyzing. What should I do? Should I take the risk and tell them, or keep it to myself to protect what we have? Sincerely, a friend torn between loyalty and truth.
This is what I think. I think that you gotta start valuing yourself enough to be able to let people go if they don't take you whole. And I think that in this case, the best thing to do is to be comfortable with yourself 100% of the way, and then let people choose if they want to come and stay. I think when you hide from yourself, you're taking away people's choice, and I don't support that. I remember specifically like 10 years ago, one of my friends never told me that he wanted to cross-dress. He never told me. Then one day I picked him up to go out on Thursday, and he was a totally different person. He came out in the makeup, the hair, the clothes, the shorts, the skirt. He came out in everything, and we were on our way to a straight club. And I said, all right, okay. Because there was little signs along the way, but he was never saying it.
Yeah.
So when I picked him up, he walked outside in the heels. He had the nails on. He had the hair. He had the weave. He came out in himself. And I respected him so much because I'm like, bitch, you can finally breathe instead of wearing them big-ass clothes that you knew you didn't like. So... yeah, I say be whole. You don't want anybody in your life that can't take you as you are. And dumb people, if they really love you, they're going to find a way to see you through.
I will piggyback on that, because if you are concerned about preserving this relationship, then the relationship is already built on lies. You know, you're not being authentic, and they're not being authentic because they don't know the fullness of you.
Yeah.
And so... you know, take the risk and be transparent.
I'm a little curious to know what that secret is, because
I want to know too.
there was a friend who shared something with me in like December, and I was jaw dropped to the ground when I heard it. I didn't think about them different, but I thought about it like, I would have never guessed that.
Yeah. This is the age of Aquarius, so
I'm like,
the tea is coming out.
How serious is the secret? Because this person shared with me their health condition.
Oh.
And I was shocked that we were at that point in our friendship, because we had talked about a lot of personal things, but I didn't know we was there. but they felt we was there, and they shared it to me in a moment, and I just sat there and I just said, okay, we in this thing. All right. Well, this is what I think we should do. This is what I think you should do. These are the contexts. I know a lot of people in that area.
You a stand-up dude, Meech.
We should figure it out. But I just was like, wow, you really said that and looked me in my eyes when you said it. Because you know, most people, they try to text you or they call you and try. No, they said it to me in person. Like, hey, and I'm telling you, we was in the middle of a party. We was in the middle of a kickback. They said, hey, I need to talk to you right now. I need to talk to you right now in your room. And they took me upstairs and they was like, shut the door. And they said, I said, oh, okay. Well, I love you. I support you. You're not the first friend to tell me this. You're not gonna be the last. But I was shocked that was deep.
Yeah, it's good when you share things with people.
Tell people the truth and let them love you, because you don't know all the people that love you. You might not even met the people that's gonna love you the most yet in your life.
That's true.
Damn, that's a real
and you
thing.
might be clearing out space for what's meant for you to come by getting rid of those relationships where you can't be authentically you.
And
even though it hurts.
And that goes back to the loneliness statement about when you're going through things and when you're getting in tune with yourself. When you come on the other side of that, you're able to track the love and the relationships that are more true to you.
I got a question. Have you, in your therapy sessions, have you ever had to tell people choose themselves over somebody else?
Yes.
How do people normally be receptive to that, or do they say, I would rather, suffer a little bit on the inside just to, have company?
That's a hard question because most people, our society trains us to put other people first. So that's a whole lot of unraveling to do.
Yeah.
But to this letter, my question is, what makes you think that your truth isn't good enough for them?
That they can't handle it.
Yeah.
Right.
That was my sentiments too. Because everyone's sharing a point. I think we all on the same wavelength when it comes to this.
Yeah.
Whatever your truth is, opener, and whatever that is, whether you might think it's horrible, whatever. If you cannot be who you are, then what the hell are you doing?
And do they deserve to know you like that? Because everybody
That's
not
a
your.
good question.
Some people are your associates. Some people are your good friends. Does this person need to know this truth to what?
It's like you hang around somebody, you like, damn, I can't really be me because of how you might perceive me. I have been in some low place in my life. I've never been that type of space. Let me say that. I ain't gonna say low space.
Make sure you're categorizing your friends accurately.
But also think about so that's not an uncommon experience because a lot of us have been in relationships or friendships and we weren't out to them.
Okay, well, in the beginning, I give you that.
Yeah, let's talk about unbalanced relationships next week.
Yes, this was a good letter opener, but again, what they say, be who you are.
And stand on business.
Stand on business, okay? Well, opener, that's all we have for you. Oh, wait, Solomon.
And I will say that, granted, that is easy for us to say because we've done some work.
It's not personal to
it's
situation.
This is a new space.
I'm giving you the unk advice.
There you go.
And we have a platform where we could talk about our experiences because we've gone through the hurt and we've gone through the rejection, we've gone through the acceptance and all of that stuff. So it's easy for us to say that, but being in that space where this writer's coming from, very difficult. And I remember going through it and it being a very difficult situation because I remember coming out to my best friend at my man's house during a party and I was drunk and I was mad at him, so I had to vent my frustration. And so, but my best friend was there, and so then I was just like, well, fuck it.
I know you don't know we dating, but guess what this nigga did?
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much how it went. But anyway, that is our letter. Thank you, openers, for joining the four of us while the other one is creating spicy content. Thanks for joining the four of us as we swallow hard topics and spit difference of opinions.
See you next week.
Peace. Boom.